Welcome to the Been There Doing That podcast. I'm Robert Scrivener.
And I'm Gayla Scrivener.
We left the 9-to-5 grind, downsized, and our goal is to have freedom to live and to work from just about anywhere.
Hello there, and welcome to another episode of the Been There Doing That podcast.
Coming to you live and direct from a tent in an undisclosed location south of Flagstaff, Arizona.
Are we going to disclose the location later in the podcast?
We might.
Oh, okay.
Might as well.
Oh.
Later.
Later.
Yeah.
Later. We finally made it. Huh. We left Springfield, just 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And we didn't get up as early as we
left on a Sunday.
Anticipated. Correct.
Yes.
This time around is not an overlanding experience. It's more of hurry up and get there and enjoy once we get there and enjoy Overland Expo and then go a little bit slower on the way back, but we have a deadline to get back.
Yeah. We can leave here Monday and be back by noon on Friday.
Yes. And this time, because our trip was delayed by a few weeks, we decided we needed to take Interstates. To our chagrin. We don't like to take Interstates, but
You just said chagrin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I say it wrong?
I don't think so. I was just making sure.
Did you like the word?
I did. Carry on.
Okay. Well, we decided to rent a car versus taking either the Subaru or the Jeep. The Subaru, we don't have much confidence in it.
Well, yeah, we don't.
And the Jeep, we have a lot of confidence in it. But we don't want to push it 75 miles per hour on the interstate. And, you know, you've done a lot of work on it recently, and you'd rather just kind of have a soft gas pedal.
Yeah, mileage is a lot better at 45 to 50 than it is 75.
Yes. So
easier on the wallet.
It is. And there are a few, I don't know if you call it issues, but there are a few things with an older vehicle.
Quirks. They're quirks.
I guess they are quirks.
No issues. We know what the issue is. It's just quirks to work around.
But with an older vehicle, you just don't want to run them as hard, I guess you can say. And so we decided to rent a vehicle for 2 weeks.
What did we get?
Well, it's some sort of Volkswagen. I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's not a Beetle, but it's a Volkswagen.
Not like what Siri...
Not a Volkswagen with a VOLTS, but a Volkswagen. You know, a Volkswagen. Ferdinand Porsche called it a Volkswagen, the people's car.
The people's car.
It's a Volkswagen Tiguan, Tiguan.
And you asked Siri what the mileage would be on that, the miles per gallon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where she started spelling it Volk, V-O-L-K-S.
No, it was V-O-L-T-S.
Oh, volts. And then a wagon. And then what did she put for Tiguan?
T-E-A-G. It was Teague.
Ah.
However you spell Teague. And then Juan, J-U-A-N.
Ah, but did she find what you needed?
No. Siri didn't understand me.
She didn't understand. And that's not too shabby. We don't want to, since it's a rental vehicle, we don't want to do, trails on it like we would with our Jeep.
It's a mid-size SUV. Mm-hmm. It's got some room in it and gets decent mileage.
The rental car place was surprised that there are 3 rows of seats. The front, the back, and then the way back.
Yeah, the midget section or the nosebleed section. I don't know which it is.
I don't know. But all the seats are down flat, and we got the vehicle Friday afternoon.
Yes, we did.
And we got it in Springfield, hightailed it home to our home near Stockton. And Then we proceeded to pack
And pack.
and organize. And also we had a lot of activity because we had a family get together on Saturday. And so we needed to kind of prepare for that too, and be present there. And that family get together was really important. So we didn't want to rush spending time with our family and everything.
It was a late night that night.
It sure was. We got up fairly early on Saturday, got to work, we got to work on continuing to organize, but it just wasn't because it seemed last minute, but we had a lot of things packed already and kind of organized.
Yeah, they were in the Jeep.
And
then just transfer it over. But some stuff we had to
rethink.
Over.
Yeah, we had to rethink some things. But we were able to get the refrigerator in.
Yeah.
And the batteries.
It runs off batteries, so we had to put batteries in there.
And we also needed solar, so we were able to do that. So those were the three things we did first. But you eyed the rental car, and you eyed the Jeep, then you eyed the rental car, and I knew what you were thinking. To move that rooftop tent to the rental car. But we didn't.
No, we did not. I sure thought about it.
Oh boy, did you. It has a little roof rack on it.
It's a decent sized roof rack on it.
It's possible, but I have no upper body strength, and I would rather scratch my own car than a rental car.
True that.
So we left the rooftop tent at home, and I tell you what, I miss it.
Yeah.
Having the tent
nice.
on top of the car or on top of the Jeep saves a ton of space.
But it kills your gas mileage.
Yes, because it is a heavier tent than the one that we packed.
Yeah.
We packed our tent that you've had since before you knew me.
I've had this at least 15, 16 years.
And it's not an all-seasons tent.
No, it may be a 3 seasons tent. It's a ground tent.
I'm thinking it's a 1-season tent.
Yeah, well, it's working in the season that we're in right now. It was a little cold last night, but I don't even remember what the brand of this one is.
Ozark Trail.
Is it?
I think so.
Is that what that is?
That's what it says.
Huh. I guess it's an Ozark Trail tent. And I think I gave $35 for it about 16 years ago or so.
Well, we have stayed in it before.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of spoiled.
We already have spent more nights in the rooftop tent than I ever have in this.
Yeah.
Already.
Well, we travel a lot more.
And I've had it 3 years.
Yeah.
And this one here is a lot longer, but...
Well, our lifestyle has changed quite a bit.
That's true.
So, well, now we have the tent that we put in a bin because, let's face it, tents come from the store in this nice little gym bag.
Vacuum packed and sealed.
They are never, ever to get back into that...
Same one that they came out of.
How do they do that? But
I don't know.
We have a tote that has that we packed the tent in.
It's a Plano tote.
It's a Plano tote.
That's the brand of it, Plano.
And we got a new air mattress because our old one, I don't know, it was leaking or something. But
it was just as old as this tent. So I'm surprised it lasted long as it did. So we got a new one.
Well, and we didn't invest that much. It was like $15.
$15 at Walmart.
Walmart. Well, I'm pretty pleased with that. You already had an air
blower upper from September of 2007.
Yeah, so we're utilizing some things that we haven't.
11 years old and still works.
It works great.
Yeah.
And that air mattress, not that it will fit again when we pack up tomorrow, but in theory it should, because I had the air mattress, the tent.
Well, I think it will because the air blower thing also sucks.
Oh, it's
so it'll suck it out vacuum packed.
Well,
there you
deal.
go.
Well, I also had the sheets and a blanket in there. So it fits in that tote, the Plano tote. And it fits right on top of the tote that we have for our kitchen stuff, our food.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a Plano tote for our clothes. And we needed to fit all of our clothes in that tote or we can't take it. But I guess I made a little exception because we did bring jackets.
Where we was headed in Flagstaff is, I got down to 34 last night.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like 30 according to, WeatherBug.
Yeah, and I wore my sweater and you wore your jacket, kind of a shirt jacket type thing, and stayed pretty toasty. But anyway, we also have rain gear that I kind of hid around. I don't think we'll be needing it.
But you never know.
You never know. So
and it does work, and we have used it.
Exactly. So I have that just hidden somewhere in the car because if there is a blank space in that car or in that little SUV, then we filled it.
Yeah.
And this time
it had 1,200 miles on it, I think, when we left.
Yes.
Brand new 2018 Volkswagen Tiguan. TSI, I think it is.
And it has some nice features.
It's peppy.
It is. And this time on our trip, we had to pack for a little individual that we normally don't pack for.
And it's not the two-legged kind.
No. Our little Oscar, our little
fur baby.
Gosh, about a month ago, kind of, I guess, threw out his back.
Yeah.
What is the diagnosis?
The IVDD, invertebral disc disease.
Which it's not really a disease, but it seems like his disc is pressing down on his spinal cord, and his back legs aren't working. And we're getting used to caring for a little doggy, a little handicapped doggy. He's always been our special needs doggy.
He has always been a special needs.
And now his back two legs don't work, but I am glad to report that some feeling seems to be coming back there.
His right leg is wanting to work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an improvement.
So in preparation for the trip, we bought little
walking wheels,
and we needed to pack those. We packed a couple of dog beds. We packed little pee pads because the poor little guy just doesn't realize when he's piddling.
Yeah, at nighttime overnight is usually the worst.
And brought extra blankets for him so when he does piddle, it's a little bit easier to contend with and just to clean. So we just have to learn his cues.
Mm-hmm. It's like learning it all over again.
It is. And goodness, and then we have one of these little kennels that is spring loaded. It just pops open.
Yeah, it's like the stuff that keeps the sun out of your car.
Yeah.
Sunshade.
The sunshades
that just pops right open.
And he likes that. And that doesn't take up too much room. And then we have his food. So it's like bringing a baby.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yep.
Some of his gear takes up more space than some of our gear. Oh, wait. I should take that back because you have your ham gear.
Easy.
Oh, sorry.
And film
and
photography stuff.
photography.
And digital photography stuff.
And then we have podcasting stuff.
And don't forget, we got our work stuff too.
Our office, yes.
3 computers. We got a lot.
And we got it all in there.
And a 6-foot painter's pole.
And I'm thinking, how on earth would we have gotten it in the Jeep? But I think our living quarters, because...
If it's bigger, we'll fill it.
Well, that's true. But if we had the rooftop tent...
we'd have more room.
Our tent is already on the roof.
That's right.
Our pillows,
Bedding, all that stored in there.
Is stored in there, and
Not taking up space inside the vehicle.
Yeah, those pillows we just stuffed last minute.
Yeah.
But we headed out. We finished packing and headed out from our home near Stockton late Saturday evening after our family get together. And like I said, we didn't want to rush that, so we went to Springfield when we were good and ready.
Good and ready was almost midnight.
It was. And we stopped off in Bolivar to Chris's house. He had a wonderful gift for us.
He had 2 slabs of ribs that he had smoked earlier that day.
Oh, they were fantastic.
Wow. I hear an airplane.
I do too.
Could be a helicopter.
It could be. But
we don't hear a lot of things here at the campsite, but
no.
It has been one of the most peaceful ones. Ever.
Well, then we stopped by Chris's, picked up ribs, got to Springfield. We had all 3 dogs because we needed to get to Springfield because our daughter is watching the other 2 dogs while we're gone. And she lives near Springfield, so that's where we needed to be.
Yeah. And we dropped off the car, too.
Oh, yes.
The Subaru.
We decided that since we're going to be gone for 2 weeks, that we'd let our friends from Stewart Automotive to
do the timing belt.
Yeah, just let them have it for
it's
however long.
It's overdue by, I think, 12,000 miles. Living on borrowed time.
So if we did not do it and it broke, that would have been
a costly investment there to keep it, just about as much as we gave for the car.
Yeah, I guess we don't want to do that.
Yeah, don't want to do that.
All right, so we are super happy that Stewart Automotive has the Subaru. They know that Subaru all too well.
Boy, do they.
And we're so appreciative that they help us through everything.
Boy, are we.
Oh, all right. How about, we dropped off the vehicle late that night. We slept in Springfield, and we kind of slept in. I don't think we got to bed till really late.
1:30-ish, 1:45 a.m.
Yeah. And then we got up, and
I think we was on the road by 9:17.
Yes. So I guess that wasn't too bad.
No, it wasn't too bad.
No. And then we just got on Interstate and just hightailed it. Drove.
Springfield, through Joplin, through Tulsa, through Oklahoma City, got on the I-40, headed west.
Yep. We started on I-44, then to I-40, and stayed on there until we got to Flagstaff, right?
Yeah. The place where we needed to be at was only 3 miles south of I-40, so we had 870-something miles of I-40.
This time I drove some.
Yeah, I even shared the driving for a couple hours.
Did you sleep?
While you were driving?
Yeah.
I must have dawdled off, but...
Not really?
Probably not.
I make you too nervous.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we stopped
You were driving in western Texas. No, eastern Texas. Panhandle.
Mm-hmm.
You drove to the Cadillac Ranch.
Oh, that's right. We did make a couple of stops on the way here. And that was our first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, first one that we really wanted to kind of see again.
Yeah, we stopped at Cadillac Ranch and in Amarillo. And got Oscar in his little wheels so he could
exercise. Boy, he needed
his little
it. He's been cooped up just as long as we have.
I know. And I overheard some, a lady was talking, was like, oh, that's just such a far walk. Oh, poor little thing. Like, he's been sitting for hours. he needs some exercise.
See, your little fluffy white mutt made it with no problem.
But that was the first longer distance that
But
Oscar
it
did.
was smooth, hard packed dirt, so
Mhm.
it's not like as rocky, grassy terrain.
Right, like at home.
Yeah,
And
grass taller than the wheels.
hmm And so he was getting used to it, and we put a little leash on it just in case. But I think it was more to kind of tug at him a little bit. It's like, come on, let's go.
This way.
And we've he really slowed down our moseying. I mean, we mosey sometimes.
Oh, yeah,
but,
I mosey, but he really moseys.
But he got a lot of attention. And you posted some pictures on Instagram, and those got a lot of attention.
Yeah, they did.
And we left Cadillac Ranch, and we had
It was dark at that time. It was sun
getting,
just set and everything.
Mm-hmm. And you drove for a while, and then we decided to sleep for a few hours.
Drove for a while. We stopped again.
Or for gas.
In Tucumcari. And took pictures of the Blue Swallow Motel with all its neon.
Oh, that's
See?
right.
You must have been sleeping while I was driving.
Well, I was there.
You were there, but you weren't there. You didn't get out of the car very much there.
Well, I was, I had taken a few of those motion sickness pills.
Because it ain't my driving.
And
it's you trying to work while I'm driving.
Yeah. And my body was getting used to the motion and the working and looking at different things, and I just needed to sit still for a moment.
Yeah. and I think it worked.
It did. And so those were some cool pictures, night pictures of the neon.
Yeah. I've been through there many times and never have stopped at that place and never have seen it. But I've been through Tucumcari, just not downtown.
And that was a good time for us to just stretch our legs a little bit. I stayed with Oscar and by the car. So
yeah, took a couple snapshots.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got in and left and went, I think, to, I want to say Santa Rosa area. That's what I want to say. I may be totally off on that one.
Is that the rest stop?
Yeah, the rest stop we stopped at, and we slept from 12:30 in the morning till, I got up at 3:15.
Mm-hmm.
And social media'd up and went to the bathroom, and
then we left again. And we had another stop. Oh.
Made it through Albuquerque before rush hour traffic Monday morning.
Yeah, that was good. And then we stopped in Winslow, Arizona.
Yeah.
That was our second major stop, and we were hungry.
No, we stopped before that, too.
No, really?
Yes, you're forgetting this out of order now.
I am.
Petrified Forest.
Oh, that was just a short
Well,
thing.
That was a quick one. Oscar wanted to see it, so we did.
Yes, he whispered on our ear.
Yeah. Somebody said he looks petrified. I said, he's in the forest.
Well, he walked around on his wheels there, too.
And got more attention.
Mm-hmm. We were there before they opened, and then we decided to hang around there for a little bit and use their facilities once they opened.
Yeah, we've already been through there, twice, but once together.
Once that when it counted.
Yeah, one time that counted, which was 2 years ago. Other times really didn't count.
No.
And then we got back on and went to Winslow and stood on the corner
of Winslow, Arizona.
Yeah.
And we ate across the street at
what is that place?
Sips.
Yep.
And we were there shortly after they opened, and they serve breakfast and lunch, some nice sandwiches and salads, and crepes and just some really good things. This is a coffee shop. I went in there and I said, what are you serving now? It's just breakfast? And she's like, nope, everything on the menu. And I was like, yes. Because
I don't even think it was even time. I don't think it was even 10:30 in the morning yet.
No, but our bellies were thinking lunch because we're on a different time zone. And they were so kind, and I took a menu outside so that you could look at it. because you were sitting outside with Oscar.
Yeah. Soaking up the sun, standing on a corner.
And then we had lunch, had a wonderful, I had a turkey cranberry sandwich, and you had
some spicy turkey
avocado. So it was wonderful. Yeah. Highly recommended.
It was tasty.
Mm-hmm. And then you took some pictures, and you took pictures of other people because they asked you to.
They asked me to. They were on a train ride from South Carolina all the way out here.
Touring around,
yeah. I guess they had a schedule to keep, but which is pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
We should do a train ride sometime.
Sometime we should. And Oscar got attention there.
Yeah, he did.
Because he was in his wheels. And we observed the filming of, I don't know if it's a documentary or YouTube, something or other, but it was a physician that works for or is a part of a charity that's through Walgreens. I believe it's Walgreens or CVS that has the little red noses.
Mm-hmm.
They sell those, and all the proceeds go to getting health care to children who can't afford it.
And they were making their way from, I think, Indiana is where they started out at.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to search for them and see their videos all put together.
Yeah, they were, I think, Ohio or Indiana all the way to Los Angeles is where they was heading.
So they were neat people to talk to. Just briefly, they wanted our parking spot, so we gladly gave it to them.
Are you leaving? Yeah. Well, good. Okay.
It was a little bit more of a conversation than that.
Oh.
But they were nice people.
I guess that'll work.
And then
we left Winslow
with full tummies and excitement to get to Flagstaff.
It wasn't far. It was
no.
60 mile, if that.
We got here fairly early in the morning. Well, I don't know. Can't remember now.
It seems remember. Like it was afternoon, I think.
Early afternoon then.
Early afternoon.
And we drove around and found we went right to where the Overland Expo was going to be at the fairgrounds.
Yep, Fort Tuttle Fairgrounds, I think.
And we decided that we wanted to find some camping and be as remote as possible and hopefully have internet because we needed to work.
Yes, that's what we needed.
And where did we go, Robert?
We went south. South of Flagstaff, I think on Lake Mary Road.
Mm-hmm. It kind of runs parallel for a little bit on I-40.
Lake Mary Road?
Yeah, I thought so.
No, it runs parallel with I-17.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You are my navigator. You should know this.
Well, yeah.
You should.
I was looking at a map at the time.
We've been on this road before 2 years ago.
Yes, in the Subaru.
And that was when it was down at Mormon Lake.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a nice drive. And we came down to, I think it's called Marshall Lake. I think that's the name of it.
I think you're right.
And goes up and it goes by an observatory, telescope kind of up there. And then you go past it, down a dirt road, and stay on a dirt road. And you keep going and you stay on a dirt road and then keep going and rocky dirt road. And then, boom, we're here. Farm Road 128.
Well, and
if you take it all the way, you come out in Winona, Arizona. But
is there a national park over there?
Yes, there is.
It was closed last time we were here.
It was.
Some sort of power outage or something.
And yes, it was. Power outage.
See, I remember some things.
Just not all things.
No, that's why I have you.
Yeah, that's why I have you too. I'm trying to think of the Walnut Canyon, I think it is. Walnut Canyon National Park.
Mm-hmm.
And we're at the very, I'd say, a long ways back in there.
This is BLM land, right?
Well, it's Coconino National Forest.
Oh, okay. And it's free camping.
It is free camping. Up to 14 days.
Well, we're not staying that long.
No, we've been in 2.
How do they know if you've been here more than 14
I'm
days?
sure they got an observer.
Think somebody drives too? Think that white truck was somebody?
It could have been.
But we haven't seen very many people.
No, it's kind of remote.
It's been the most peaceful stay that we've had.
Yeah.
Ever.
No neighbors. Could be reason for that, but there's no neighbors. As far as I know, it's not by a landfill or no skunks running rapid at midnight.
No, I haven't smelled any skunks. Haven't really seen any wildlife.
No, seen a jackrabbit.
Well, today while I was working, I had my sweater over my head and my laptop.
You got
know?
attacked.
I almost got attacked. But see, I was having that shade so I could see my screen better, and I was just kind of looking over, and there have been a few bees. But then something came up, and it was the loudest bee I had ever heard. I mean, it was really close, and I was like, that's not a bee. Oh, my goodness. So I got out from under my little cover, my sunshade, and it was a hummingbird that was right there. Yes. It was so loud in my ear. I'm so glad he didn't put his little beak in my ear.
Well,
So, I was almost attacked by a hummingbird.
but not really.
Not really. And that was today. That was the adventure. But last night's, we got to bed before dark because we were exhausted.
We were pooped.
That, and we're in a different time zone. We're 2 hours behind what we're normally.
Yeah, I was ready to go to bed.
So it was
We only
late.
slept maybe 4 hours on the way out here, over 30 hours
Yes.
traveling.
And so I started out sleeping pretty well, but it got cold.
It got down to 34.
And we were bundled up. And at first I was pretty warm, but then Oscar, he's in a little bed right next to our bed. He's not allowed on the air mattress.
No.
For a couple of reasons.
Nails.
I don't want him to puncture it. And 2, he piddles. So
Uncontrollably sometimes.
So he has his own bed right next to the air mattress, and we tuck him in, and we get the little pee pads all situated and everything. Well, I have realized that in the middle of the night, if he starts to move, it may be piddle time.
Or he already piddled. So I would zip real fast the door open and just kind of spill him out, and then help him go pee. And the first time I just couldn't find the light, and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. You were all shooken up.
I was like, oh my gosh. And then the second time, I kind of pushed him out, and we have this little, I don't know how many inches of
doormat.
It's a little doormat.
Flap.
And he was on that, and I didn't realize he was already piddling on that. And I stepped in it, and I was like,
with your
sock.
Exactly.
Dang it.
It didn't rain last night.
Oh. So I had to take off my sock, and I was sleeping with one sock on and one sock off. And I like my feet warmed so I can sleep.
Yeah.
And so I just had, I kind of sucked it up and just had one sock on, one sock off.
It happens.
It does. And but then after that second time, you see, I didn't sleep very well the rest of the night.
Why is that, Gayla?
Well, apparently, I was freaked out because I was thinking that, I saw this wildcat, and that you decided to get up and wrestle that wildcat.
True story.
And you wrestled that wildcat down, and then you skinned it, and you had to prepare the skin and so that you could work it up for your leatherwork stuff. And I was really busy and kind of fretful and stuff the rest of the night.
So you didn't sleep well?
No, what a creepy dream. It It wasn't creepy, I guess. What a crazy dream. And you know why I had that wildcat in my head?
Nothing to do with me, was it?
Everything to do with you. Everything. We were on a little hike, just a little one, and down the road, and you were pointing out different tracks, and you pointed out what looked like maybe cat tracks. And so you was like, this might be a wild cat.
Meaning bobcat.
You put the idea in my head. It went into my subconscious, and I could not sleep.
Well, you should not file that stuff along in your consciousness.
I guess not. But, oh well, it was kind of funny.
Yeah, here we are.
And then the third time that Oscar needed to go out, the sun was starting to come up. So I just said, all right, I'm up.
Yeah.
And then you kind of got up.
You're
awake. It's like, all right.
It's only 6 o'clock and I'm up. Wow.
It's 8 o'clock at home.
Yeah. 2-hour time difference.
And we have remarkably good internet for the most part. For as remote as we are. And so today's office was great. I was able to get quite a bit accomplished, and we had to work with the solar and the charging of the computers and everything like that. Oh, and that's one thing, we had forgotten. No, we didn't forget. We just didn't want to uninstall it from the Jeep. We needed a new inverter so we could charge. But the one thing we did forget that I'm kind of kicking ourselves is our little battery pack that charges our phones at night.
We
kind of missing that.
Might see if we can find another one, but that one was nice and cheap at Amazon.
Yeah.
And delivered to our door.
But, oh well.
Yeah.
And so the
Didn't
office,
check the checklist very well, did you?
Well, no, you didn't prepare it very well. No,
what do you mean? It's probably on there.
It probably is, but we were in a rush and packing when we were tired.
We were in a hurry.
Yes. But for the most part, we have everything and probably have more than what we need.
Yeah, just like always.
Just like always. But it all fits.
I have used all my ham stuff already.
Well, good.
So it stays for the next time.
You haven't used your ham computer yet.
That'll be this tomorrow night.
Okie dokie.
Possibly. Maybe.
You did set up your painter's pole and a dipole and listened to some folks. But
tuned it up on 40 meters and went to town.
No, you didn't go to town.
No,
I
just listened. Sounded good, though.
We didn't have much for dinner because it was windy.
Oh, it was windy.
Not as windy as it was last time we were in the Flagstaff area or Mormon Lake. But it was windy. And then this morning, the wind was...
Well, it died down last night, too. And then I'd say around 10 o'clock or maybe even 9:30. Well, no. It was 8:30. The wind started picking up because you had a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
So around 8:30 till whatever it was, about 45, 50 minutes ago.
Which probably 9-10 hours.
Yeah, at least 10 hours of wind. But at nighttime, it's calm.
Mm-hmm. Made for a little bit of a challenge for cooking.
Oh, yeah.
But our breakfast was really good. We had hash browns and eggs.
Yeah, that was tasty.
And we just kind of grazed for lunch. We had tuna. And then for dinner, we made pasta and chicken.
Yeah.
And so I don't feel overly full and I don't feel overly hungry.
No, I'm just kind of here.
Mm-hmm. But I really have enjoyed being so remote for as much as that has gone on in our lives for the past several weeks. It's just nice to have such peace. I love it.
Yeah. We just need to figure out how to do some more of it.
Well, we can do that. We just schedule it.
Yeah, put it on the calendar. It'll happen.
It'll happen. I think this is a place to come back to because there's so many different camp spots around here.
And a remote, and the internet's nice, and you're close to town. You're less than 20 miles.
Mm-hmm. And the only thing is sometimes, since it's a free camping, our camp area, we didn't know it until after we were kind of set up and stuff. We'd see some broken glass, a little bit of broken glass, and some beer cans and things like that. And we saw a few nails. But I guess that's almost anywhere. We kind of pick up around and
leave it better than you found it.
Yep. But there are some fire rings, made out of rock, because there's a lot of rock here.
And there's a fire ban here. So
right now there's a fire ban. So
no fires, no campfires, no propane camp stoves unless they're at table height.
Mm-hmm.
And fire extinguisher handy.
Yes. So we have our little stove.
And our table.
And our table. So we've got the safety stuff happening. And so now we're just going to be getting ready to go to Overland Expo. And we'll be doing our next podcast episode from the expo.
Yeah. So you might hear some noise in the background.
Yes. And I'm hoping that we can do a few episodes and interview some people and
you never know.
Have you meet some people. That would be great because you've been responding to some folks on social media and seeing how what's the gentleman's name that we met 2 years ago that was
Henry.
our neighbor? Henry. We're looking forward to seeing Henry.
HE Engineering.
And hopefully we'll be neighbors again. We were trying to arrange that.
So looking forward to that, yeah.
And there's several people that we follow that are going to be there, and we're super excited to get started. Our volunteer duties start Thursday.
I think 12:30 to 4.
I'm loving it. And we'll be set up at the fairgrounds tomorrow night. We'll set up earlier, but they're having kind of a pre-party in Flagstaff.
Oh, yeah, the Cool Rides party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's downtown Flagstaff, so we'll have to go take pictures of that.
Yes. All right, well, wrap it up, Mr. Scrivener.
Where can they find us at, Gayla?
At BeenThereDoingThat.com. And we would love to hear from you. You can always join the conversation on social media. You find us at Been There Doing That on Facebook, on Instagram.
Been There Doing That.
Mm-hmm. And we don't do much Twitter. It's mainly Instagram.
Yeah.
And we do Facebook. But you can also email us at podcast@BeenThereDoingThat.com. Anytime you want to hear more about, whatever we're doing or what we're up to, if you have any questions or comments, tips,
suggestions,
whatever.
Things of stuff that we should be doing that we're not. Or
things that we're doing that you want to learn more about.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you. But until next time,
have fun.